What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pliyo, and today we're going to talk Guild Battle PvP. I want to do three things in this video. First of all, discuss some tips, some tricks that I found useful for myself. Then after that, I want to show you my setup. And then after that, I want to share with you my stage for the real run so that you can learn from that, okay? I will leave chapters so that you can skip me talking and just go straight into the fight, or stay with me talking and then skip the fight, whatever, or just watch the whole video. If you are here at this point, I will appreciate your support. If you could subscribe or press like, that would be fantastic to help me keep growing the channel. And now let's start with the philosophy, right? So some tips that I found very useful to remind myself that I want to share with you all, right? So starting with tip number one, the most important one: practice, practice, practice. And I know you know this. Everybody knows this already. It's the key element of any sport, of any game. You need to practice to the point that you master your own strategy. And also you need to practice to sabotage yourself. What will happen if I fail this attack? What will happen if I have lag? If I do 5 runs, do I have confidence in my own strategy and my own team that I can clear these stages and with 100% so that I could contribute the most to my guild? Those kind of things you need to think so that you could add the highest value. It doesn't need to be clearing stage 5. In your guild, you will have people clearing stage 5, people clearing stage 1. Everyone is really useful. So practice, 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 practice is really important. You need to memorize the attacks, knowing when to use, how to use the ATB the most, watch some guides, etc. Tip number 2 is get to know your account and improve based on what you have. So what I mean with this is it's extremely easy and natural, and it's a really good argument to say, oh, well, just pay more. Or you're a Kraken, you're a whale, it doesn't matter, you're a Kraken, boo, Kraken, boo. It's really easy to say that. And while it's true that if you have more options, you need to dress for the occasion, and it's true that nobody can deny that with better weapons, etc., you could, in theory, do better. But I was trying personally, seriously, this happens with me every single fight. I try a few times and I'm doing really bad scores, and I can see myself improving 120% because I get to really get the most out of my own account. I cannot compare myself with other people. The fight is against myself. The fight is always against yourself, and you need to learn to get the most out of your own strategy and out of your own materia, brands, etc. Speaking of, how much time are you spending with your materia? Do you just craft 1 materia or 5 materia per day, or do you check every now and then? Are you using your boosters? When it comes to Guild Battle, I try to pay a lot of attention to my materia, to craft as many as possible, to see if at least one could be slightly better than the ones I already have. But let me show you also brands. Brands are omega important. And look at this, it took me so many times, and this is not even the best, but it took me so many times to get 2.6 and 2.1. And this is not something that you get by just paying more. You get it by playing more, which is why I really like the game a lot lately, because it's about playing. And now I can do 984, and if I didn't have that, it's only 940. So it's easily 44% more. Also, my secondary is 44, 39, and so on and so forth, right? This one is a primary. I use it as a primary, but it still has 46. So those kind of things I found very useful. And then let's remind ourselves, what is the end game? The end game is materia. It's not even about the weapons. The weapons are going to come and go. The outfits are going to come and go. But materia is here to stay. So spending time with your materia is super mega important, and it can really make a difference. Now, let's go into the team. But, well, before that, let me ask you, what other tips would you say for people that want to get better at ranking? What will you say to them? Another one that I would say, now that we're here, is get to know the synergy. It's really important to know the synergy between your units and between weapons, because sometimes having that synergy, 3 DPSers probably will not make the best run, but a DPS, a support, maybe another DPS or a DPS support and healer could potentially make a better run. So you need to try different compositions, but that's why point number 2 is really important. Get to know your account, get to know which options you can try. Even if you don't have like any thunder element, you might have only the summons one and maybe like some outfit or something. Maybe you need to go with the non-elemental route in this case and just clear stage 1 or 2. But being able to clear at least stage 100% or stage 200%, it will be already a lot. And if you can clear stage 3 and 4, even better. And if you can clear stage 5, even better, of course. But yeah, so those are the things that I would say. Now let's look into the setup. Of course, I brought Vincent. Is probably the best unit. Now, in my own strategy, I need to use Reprieve. I think Reprieve is probably one of the best skills in the game. I think this outfit is not the best looking, perhaps, but Reprieve is just so omega useful. Then, of course, primary is Crow Familiar, and secondary, anything that will bring boost attack and magic ability potency, but also I need this magic defense increase so that I could survive stage 3 and 4, the attack, right? So that's really important. On the secondaries, I needed something that will boost magic attack 7, lightning potency 7, magic ability potency 7, attack 5, ability potency 3. So yeah, reprieve is really important. Aerith is bringing Snowflake because I need magical defense down. It goes to mid and then it goes to high. It's extremely useful. I don't have Bahamut roll. Bahamut roll will be so much better, but I don't have it. And at the end, I cave and then I went for Cerberus Rod because it adds so much value. Fire resist, ice resist, lightning resist. But you don't need to have this. You could bring Kite Seed instead. I used to do so many runs with Kite Seed. I don't have it here in my best setups anymore, but Kite Seed is honestly so useful instead of Aerith. Princess Guard for me is really important because even though I don't have Bahamut Rod, this can give me +3 ATB that I will really need. And you can trigger this twice, so extremely useful. Sub weapons, anything that will give magic attack to all allies, and then this one to increase the buffs, buff and debuff extension, and a bit of magic attack. Then lastly, my Tifa is fully focused on Thunder, 969. This one, the abilities could be better, but it's good because it's like from 40 to 69. 29. It could be better, but not bad. Bahamut Fangs, although if you don't have this, another option is this one. Remember, Kaiser Knuckles, so that it does magical defense down, in case that you don't have Bahamut Fangs, because maybe you didn't pull. Ultimate Leather Gloves, of course, with some brands. Everything needs to, everything. Put brands. Check your materia. Like, are you actually bringing the best magic attack? Like sometimes it happens. Like times the filters are not properly set up, and then you're bringing something that, especially on the last slot, sometimes the filter default to other suboptimal things like that will bring Ruinra or whatever, and then you might be losing potentially a lot. I also don't have level 9, but I'm working on it. Maybe for the last day. Power Soul. Yep. Because of the brands and because HP and magic ability potency, that's the key more than the brands. The brands can be applied to anyone. And then I brought this one from LGL, but there are multiple options here. So you can also bring, think about this, like you can also bring this one, lightning potency, the Thunderbird, or maybe one of the free weapons, Black Cat Paws. You could bring Crystal Globes that also hits magical lightning damage, so in case that you don't have anything else, maybe this one. You could also bring the classic from Sephiroth, CC Alloy. Also, maybe you can play with Sephiroth as well. If you don't have any other options, I mean, like you need to try, practice. I appreciate that when you are a whale or a kraken, it's easier. Of course, nobody's denying that. I just want to say that you have plenty of options. So that's the setup, right? Now I want to show you my video where I did the real run, right? So we're gonna watch it together. I recorded that so that we could stop and I could show you more detail. So basically, what I do is I wait until, in my case, I wait until ATB 5 or 6, like I want to wait to have a lot of ATB. And then I pop the first one, so that is Terra, so that it will apply Thunder down. And I wait so that it could last for the whole fight, right? That's my reason to wait on that one. Then Magic Defense down, and I try to get the second Magic Defense down as soon as possible. And now I go to Vincent, so that he will hit. As you know, the boss will change stance as soon as you deplete the bar. So sometimes you want to be playing with that idea a little bit to get the most out of your fight. And now here is really, really important. So here, the key thing in my account, in my setup, because I don't have Bahamut Rod, I need to trigger Esuna twice. So I need to save ATB, completely save. And now when they pop the smoke is when I do one Esuna, one ultimate, one Esuna, then I go back to Vincent to make sure that he puts his shield on. I need to survive the first attack. In this setup, in my run, I need to survive the first attack. And Vincent is the tank. Like, you could use other units as a tank. I'm using Vincent because later he will use Reprieve, okay? Now here's really important, look at this. One of my common mistakes is that I get to, sorry, I appreciate this is messing around. So I get to sometimes lose this attack because it is in defense and then it attacks in defense. That would be extremely bad, right? So it will lose so much damage. So make sure that you change and then get the most out of your attack stance. Don't use, in my run, I'm not using the ultimate yet. That will come later. So basically now it's fully focused on Vincent. This one I tried to sneak in, but I didn't really hit. And now spinny, spinny, spinny. There you go. And now the key thing is I do one more, and then after that I fully save. Arguably, that one could have been better to save ATB for this part, right? So now we get absorb the damage, stay on attack, pop Chaos Rampage as soon as you leave this one. This is in my run, okay? So arguably, some people will prefer to pop this as soon as the boss is entering in the weak state. I need to do this in my setup to get the most out of these attacks, emergency cooldown, because I really need to get 2 or 3 attacks in. So this is the first one. This is the second one. Look at this, it's almost like 111, like 114. And this is the last one. Well, it doesn't even need it. Like, I managed to have still 8 seconds left before he's gonna hit now. 7 seconds left. The key thing here is that if I am pressure, I could change to Aerith to use the ultimate and then get the extra 3 ATB. That's why I really love Aerith ultimate. But if you're playing with Kiteseed could also help here by popping the ultimate that you can also use twice. So here, when I was saving ATB before the enemy cooldown, emergency cooldown, so is like this attack that I did here before the prismatic, this attack wasn't needed. It's better to save rather than going berserker here. It would have been better to just hold ATB, save as much as possible, so that as soon as we leave the phase, all the ATB is used in the weak phase, and you get so much damage. Also, you might be saying, "Oh, but you didn't pop the summon." Yes, I know. In my run, popping the summon will remove so much time for little value in comparison to the damage that Vincent can do. And that's why I'm not doing that. I'm saving that in case, this is my safety net, in case that I need it, in case that I mess up here, I have this summon that could clear the remaining life, okay? So that worked for me. But for you, you might need to pop both things at the same time. You might need to try with different things. So all of this is just like sharing my experience so that we can learn from each other, tips and tricks, etc. I appreciate you might know all of this, but like we live and learn, and this is it. So this was my real run, stage 4. In stage 5, I'm managing to do 70%, but Monarchs, we have other people to do stage 5, so everyone has a role, and this is it. So if you are watching this and you're from Monarchs, thanks a lot for your effort, for organizing this, for helping. And yeah, just like if you are not from Monarchs and you're just like the content, seriously, thanks a lot. If you're in this moment, please consider throwing a like or subscribe. And yeah, until the next time, Cheerios. Bye bye.